Good morning, my dear students. Let's continue the chapter that is programming with Scratch. Scratch is a graphical programming language developed by the lifelong kindergarten group at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Scratch allows students to learn coding concept and create interactive projects without needing to learn a text-based programming language. Okay. This Scratch allows students to learn coding concept and creating interactive project without needing a learning text-based programming language. Students can drag and combine code blocks and make a range of programs. Okay, students can drag and combine codes and they can make a range of programs including your animations, stories, musical instruments and games. Scratch can either be used online in a web browser or downloaded and used offline. Okay, Scratch can be used online as well as offline. Now let's see downloading and installing Scratch. We shall be working on the Scratch 2.0 version, which can be downloaded from your https://mit.edu/download.scratch2 Okay, you can download it from the Scratch version 2 from the internet. The URL is already given in your book. You can also work online by going to the Scratch website that is also given in your book. Now let's discuss about the component which are there in the Scratch. On the Scratch homepage, clicking on the create icon opens up the Scratch window. Okay, let us get familiar with the various components of the search interface. So what is first? First is your ribbon. Okay, the ribbon shows the language menu, file menu, edit menu, tips and several useful options in the drop down menu. Okay, first is ribbon. So in ribbon you will get the language menu, file menu, edit menu, tips and several useful options in the drop down menu. Now there in the ribbon you will get the duplicate. To create a duplicate of a sprite, select the duplicate button, move it on the sprite and click. Now the delete. To delete a sprite, select the scissor from the toolbar and click on the sprite, or right click on the sprite and select delete from the pop-up menu. Like this you can delete. Now grow and shrink. To grow or shrink a sprite, select the grow or shrink button from the toolbar and click on the sprite to increase or decrease the size. Now let's see the next component, that is called stage. The stage is where the action takes place. Okay, we create animations here. Stage is a place where action takes place and animation created. Okay, on top of the stage are three important buttons. First is your green flag to run a Scratch project, then stop button to stop the project which is running at the time, then your presentation mode button to see the project at full screen. Okay, this is how the stage will work. Now let's see the another option or component, that is called backdrop. The new backdrop buttons on the right button of the stage are used to change the look of the stage with new backgrounds. Okay, why this backdrop is used? To change the background of the stage. Okay, the options are choose a backdrop from the library, paint a new backdrop, upload backdrop from files, new backdrop from camera. Clicking choose a backdrop from library option opens up the backdrop library. You can select a backdrop from your project to create. Now let's see script area. Scripts are instruction given to a sprite to perform a specific task in a project. Okay, the scripts area is where you drag, drop and join blocks of code to make your Scratch project. Okay, this is called your Scratch area. Now let's see about the sprite. Scratch projects are made up of objects called your sprites. Scratch provides a number of built-in sprites. The cat is the default sprite. Sprites pane. The sprites pane shows thumbnails on the sprites being used in the current project. To select a sprite, just click in the sprites pane or double click in the stage. Okay. To add more sprite to your project, you can use the New Sprite button on the Sprite pane. Choose Sprite from Library option, opens the Sprite library. Click on any category or theme on the left to see the sprite. Print new sprite will take you to the paint editor. You can paint your own sprite there. Okay, upload sprite from the file lets you upload an image from your computer which you can use as a sprite. New sprite from camera can be used to click a photograph of a person which can be used as a sprite. Okay. Now let's see how to delete a sprite. To remove the cat sprite from the screen, right click it and select delete. The cat sprite will disappear. Now let's see how to block a palette. The blocks palette in the area with all types of commands. The block palette has 3 tabs. First is your scripts, custom and your sound. So scripts tab. When you click on the script tab, it shows you the color categories of blocks, making it easy to identify which category the script belongs to. Okay, are you getting? Now the program sprite, select the sprite and drag out blocks from the blocks palette to the script area. To run a block, double click on it. The categories of blocks are motion, looks, sound, pan, data, events, control, sensing, operator and more blocks. Now your custom tab. The custom tab shows the different looks you can give a sprite. In the custom tab, clicking on the new custom button let you choose a custom from the library or paint a new sound tab. Now let's see about the sound tab. The sound tab lets you add sound to a sprite. Click the sprite and then click on the sound tab. You can add a new sound from the sound library, record a sound or upload a sound and use it to your project. Now let's see how to create a Scratch project. To start a new project, click File, New. Then from the blocks, click the motion category. The motion category blocks are blue in color. Drag and drop a move blocks into a sprite area or script areas. Now drag and drop a turn block from the motion category until it connects to the move block. Now click on the sprite to run the program. You will see the sprite move default cat ahead by 10 steps and then turn by 15-degree cat. Okay, now let's see about the event. An event in Scratch refers to the occurrence of some action which is caused by another action recognized by the computer. The event category blocks let you control the action of your project in different ways. One can run a script by using an event. For example, you might click on the green flag, click on a sprite or press a key on the keyboard to run a sprite. All these are events. Okay. Now click on the events category, drag when flag clicked block into the script area until it connected to the top of your script. Now you can run your program by clicking on the green flag at the top of the screen. Okay, this is how you can see about the Scratch project and the event. X and Y coordinates on the Scratch stage. Scratch coordinates system use the X and Y coordinates to determine the location of its sprite on the stage. The X value decides the horizontal location of the sprite and the Y value decides the vertical location of the height. The stage is 480 into 360 rectangle and the value of X can range from 240 to minus 240 right to left, and the value of Y can range from 180 to minus 180, where 180 is the highest and minus 180 is the lowest. 0 and 0 is the coordinated the center of the screen. As the sprites are moved on the stage, their X and Y coordinates changes. The X and Y coordinates of the sprite can be seen at the bottom of the stage. Okay, this is how the X and Y coordinates on the Scratch stage. Okay, now let's see the condition or selection in Scratch. The X and Y coordinates at the sprite can be changed by blocks from the motion categories. There are two selection or coordination blocks in Scratch: if and if else blocks. The if block from the controls category is useful when you have to take an action depending upon a certain condition. If the condition is true, then a certain action is taken. Getting? Now, next is you can see that interactive or looping blocks. Okay. A loop is a programming structure that repeats the statement contained within. Okay. The forever and repeat blocks in the control category are used to repeat the task contained with them. Okay, this is how the interactive or looping blocks, forever loop blocks. So here we will going to conclude today. In next class we will see about the repeat loop blocks. Okay, till then take care.